welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be featuring here my fighting deck. This is definitely going to be really fun because of the fact that I'm going to be incorporating cards that are not typically seen in most competitive decks out there, because I'm mainly trying to build decks that are mostly for casual play. But with that being said, this is still going to be a standard style deck, so definitely don't expect any kind of rotated cards in here. It's all going to be played in the standard format. But without further ado, let's just begin. So starting off with our Pokemon, we're going to be playing here 2 copies of Lucario V. Absolutely amazing, just really easy to play because it requires only 1 energy to deal 40 damage and also 20 additional damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. A very nice card, but if it's on the bench for long enough, then you could actually just build up the energy here with this, which is really easy of course, and you deal 180, which is a whopping amount. Quite fantastic indeed. But moving on here, we're going to be playing kind of like a supporter Pokemon. We're playing 2 copies here of Terrakion. This is from Vivid Voltage. It's just a regular rare, but I think it's quite a nice card. The first effect is also decent as well, but the second attack here is Earthen Power, where you essentially can deal 80 more damage if you have a Stadium in play. So our decks will definitely be playing some Stadium cards, but we'll get to them later. For that being said, we are able to deal 160 damage at maximum, so combine that together with the 180 damage from the Lucario V, and that is 340 damage. You can knock out even the strongest VMAX card out there as well, so it's definitely really fantastic. But surprisingly, the main card of focus here is actually going to be the Hitmontop. Yes, I'm only playing 2 copies of this, but it is definitely a really nice card because it will be focusing on us playing B. Discard 1 card from your hand, draw 3 cards for the first attack, and the second attack allows you to deal 80 more damage if you actually played B this particular turn. So that allows you to deal 130 damage. When you add it up, it's not that much, but combine it with the attacks of Lucario V and Terrakion, and you're actually dealing quite a whopping number here as well, knocking out a majority of the Pokemon out there in 2 shots, which is definitely fantastic. But playing 2 copies of Hitmontop was really all I could afford. If you guys want to play a more single priced variant, if you don't want to risk playing Lucario V and giving your opponents 2 prize cards for knocking out your Lucario V, then feel free to just take them out and put in 2 other copies of Hitmontop to maximize the amounts that you want to play, or even the Terrakion if you actually wish to as well. It is quite flexible with this deck and how it works. But moving on to a bit of the supporters, we're going to be playing here the Zigzagoon. Good card to actually just ping one of your opponent's Pokemon out, and playing it with the Scoop Up Net would definitely be quite effective. We're also going to be playing here the Jirachi Engine, as I believe it to be a really nice loop to just get as much as you can from your deck early game. But we're really just playing 9 Pokemon here because we only really need those 9 Pokemon, so the rest of our deck is actually just going to be a bunch of trainers and energy. So we're going to be playing here 2 copies of Great Ball, just a really great card to obviously search out what we need. And we're also playing here Ordinary Rods. We're playing 2 copies of it because this deck actually will be milling quite a lot of cards from your deck. We are playing B after all, and when you activate all 4 of them, then you're actually going to be milling a total of 20 cards. You want to just return a few cards back into the deck. Ordinary Rod will definitely do the job. And of course, I'm going to be playing here 2 copies of Pokegear, allowing us to search for our supporter cards. Definitely going to be very nice here, but 2 copies is all you really need. Moving on, I'm also going to be playing 1 copy of Power Pad. Might have to play a bit more of it, but I'm just adjusting the ratios, testing things out. If you guys feel that you need a second copy, then feel free to, because this deck definitely does mill out things really quickly. But moving on here, we're going to be playing a few Disruptors. So a Pokemon Catcher, I really wish I could play more copies, but I just don't own any extra copies of it. However, we are going to be playing here 2 copies of Crushing Hammer. If I had more catches, then I'll take out the hammers and put in the catches, making it a total of 3. A bit more of a better disruptor in this particular circumstance. Moving on, since we're playing a bunch of, I guess, basic Pokemon with no evolution lines, we're going to be playing here 1 Cape of Toughness. It's definitely going to work out, giving 50 additional HP, and it works effectively with the Terrakion, believe it or not. We're also going to be playing here 2 copies of Communication, definitely really nice to just get to your cards whenever you actually need to, and even if you have extras of these with no Pokemon in the hand, it's no big deal because it could easily just act as fodder for your Quick Ball to discard those particular cards. We're playing 4 copies of those to maximize the fact that we could actually just search for all of our basic Pokemon. We are not playing any evolution lines in our deck anyway. However, moving on, we're going to be playing here 3 copies of Scoop Up Net, and we're also going to be playing 4 copies here of Switch. Believe it or not, I would like to play more copies of Scoop Up Net, but you know what? Scooping up your Pokemon, although it's great and all, it does actually remove the energy, and it's going to be quite difficult to reattach again since most of them will be milled out via B. So I'm thinking Switch is definitely a better option in this particular case over the Scoop Up Net, but the Scoop Up Net is something that I like to use with the Goon and the Jirachi Loop. Moving on, we're going to be playing here 2 copies of Turbo Patch, definitely very nice. We're definitely going to have a lot of energies in the discard pile, so Turbo Patch is quite the exceptional card. We're also going to be playing here some stadiums. I'm playing Galarmine and I'm also playing Viridian Forest. Viridian Forest will get you the cards you need, and you will have plenty of fodder in this deck anyway, so it works really well. I'm also playing Galarmine, which is great to retreat, but if anything, I would actually take this out and play a Chaotic Swell if you actually own one. Now moving on to supporters, I'm going to be playing here 3 copies of Boss's Orders. I believe this card to be a really good card for the deck, definitely works out well, great disruptor, and just does the job. We're also going to be playing here 4 copies of B because we are playing a Hitmontop deck, of course, and Hitmontop is really the main spotlight of this particular deck, so because of that, you definitely have to play 4 Bs, allowing your Hitmontop to have maximum effectivity when you're actually attacking your opponents. And lastly, we're going to be playing here 2 copies of Marnie. I felt that 2 was definitely more than enough. It does the job, it disrupts the opponent, and it gets me to the cards I need. However, moving on to energy, we're going to be playing here 4 copies of the Stone Energy, an absolutely amazing card to reduce the amount of damage you actually take. Very effective, and it is really nice and works with B. We're also going to be playing here 6 copies of the regular Fighting Energy as well, definitely works. We want to be playing as much energies as possible, so because of that we're playing 3 copies here of Twin Energy, and we're also going to be playing the 1 copy of Capture Energy as well. All of these can attach itself via B's effect, or B's particular ability, which is definitely very fantastic and makes the deck really worthwhile and really fun to play. So definitely give this deck a go. It's not going to be the most competitive, but it will definitely give you a lot of fun with the different variety of plays you could possibly make out of this. But with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time.